for anyone who's interested or just you in general, like the difference between a Dogecoin and a Bitcoin is Dogecoin is actually
Worthless.
It is worthless. You can't do anything with a Dogecoin.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no cap to the amount of Dogecoin available, meaning it's actually
Well, you can buy stuff with it, but it's kind of valueless because it's like unlimited amount in circulation.
Right. So that's the difference. Bitcoin, there is
like
a finite amount of Bitcoin that will ever be available, and it hasn't all been mined yet, but once it is, that's it. And
how much left is there to mine?
So
but do we know?
The end amount of Bitcoin that's mined is 2040 or 2140. 20 fuck, I'm look it up on Google. But yeah, so once all of that's mined, then there's 21 million in circulation, but you have to account for like people losing their wallets, like people just like randomly forgetting about their account. So there's 21 million coded, but eventually over time it'll get lower than that, and that'll be it. That's all the Bitcoin.
So when it gets lower, that means the value will go up a bit, though, right?
Yes.
And as more people get into it, it's going up.
Right.
So it's like this double.
So it was smart to put all my money in
it's
Bitcoin.
It's a good long-term play.
So there's predictions of one Bitcoin being worth anywhere between 100,000 to $1 million. So and so one of my podcasts that I listened to, they talk about investing a lot as like one of their topics, as they also talk about like celebrities and like random shit, but
good mix.
Yeah, it's just like random like topics that people are interested in, but they were talking specifically about how like Coinbase just did their IPO and like how that's big for the crypto world because that's, a crypto wallet. And they were talking with ex-employees of Coinbase about the future of crypto, and they're like, how far in percentage-wise do you think we are in the cryptocurrency like sphere
of growth?
And they're like, about like 5%.
That's it.
So like we were doing the math, and it'll if that's right, then it'll 20x from here on out. So that puts Bitcoin at $1 million. And so it's really early.
Yeah. So like, even if you feel like you probably have heard the stories of people like, back in like 2013, I like someone gifted me a Bitcoin, or I bought a Bitcoin and then I sold it after that first, like at the time it seemed like the most crazy, like exponential growth. And then it dropped off to nothing, and people like sold off or whatever. And they're like, damn, I could have been a multi-millionaire if I just like held on to it. It's like, if you think that you missed out because of that experience, you're wrong, because it's most likely going to go a lot. Well, it already is higher than that first, growth period that they saw. Like, what was that? Like 4 or 5 years ago, when I went to like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, it's just even the fact that you have any investment in it now, you're ahead of like 95% of the population. More than that.
Makes me feel good.
Yeah, exactly. And then so the other topic that Kyle just started, and I'm gonna start delving into a little bit, is it's called DeFi, but it's basically lending your crypto investment to make like a passive income, making like dividends off like your investment. Being lended out.
Is that what you posted about today?
Yeah. So
gotcha.
Like, if you're going to the bank and you're getting a loan from the bank, then you as the person getting that loan has to pay interest to the bank. So like how our system is now, and then think about like how the bank, how you are paying interest in the bank. So where's that money go? Well, the bank gets that interest. But now with DeFi, it's decentralizing it. So us as just regular everyday people are able to act as banks to loan out our Bitcoin to other people.
That's nice.
So then we get that interest rather than the banks do in the traditional system.
How does DeFi make their money?
DeFi is just a term for like decentralized finance, but like you have to use platforms. Like there's one called Celsius, there's one called Nexo. So they're apps. So I go onto Celsius, I say I have like 1 Bitcoin, let's say, and then I loan that out to another person, and then I can build interest. So I get paid by the person loaning it out, and then DeFi takes like a small proportion of that. Yeah. So they're able to like get money from transactions.
But you're also getting money.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why does this happen sooner?
Yeah. It is happening.
Well, so
now.
ready?
No, I know.
Ready?
But
So
I feel
let me follow this
sooner.
up. So that same podcast, after they asked about how much growth opportunity is there in crypto still, and they said we're only at 5% in, DeFi 1% in. So like this is like
it's early.
Like finding out about DeFi now is like finding out about Bitcoin when it first started. Like
right,
that's about where
we're hopping
at.
on all of this after.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah. But
So
this is like very promising for just like us as regular everyday people, because like how we're saying, like there's these rich people that have amassed so much wealth, but like how do we get a cut of that? So like by investing into Bitcoin, you're investing in like the future of how technology is going. Just like if you invest in Tesla, you're putting your investment in now so you can let your money grow to where you think the future of technology will be. So if we think that Bitcoin's going to be like a thing that takes over the world, then you're going to win out on that. So I think it's really good for us to learn about, because it's just empowering, and it gives us a chance to like learn about finance in a way that's like exciting and like how we feel in control.
Yeah.
It's just like if you were to put money into a business, like you're hoping that your business, a fund, is going to grow over time. Same thing with stocks and like Bitcoin, crypto and stuff.
Yeah. The only difference is with crypto and like a normal stock is normal stock investing is the traditional financial route that your parents have probably done to make wealth over the years, is like investing in building a portfolio of different investments and hoping that over time grows and they can use that for their retirement. Whereas this is like the new frontier. It's something that our parents can't even like fully grasp a lot of. Like my parents are not investing in crypto at all. They don't even care about its existence, or they don't even know to even talk about it. And that's what's great for us, because even like someone like Warren Buffett just started investing in like technology stuff, and we're like almost 10 years into Bitcoin being a thing. So like if someone like that rich and powerful doesn't even like have a grasp on it, we're at an advantage for being young and being open-minded enough to even like consider it. So yeah, it's very exciting, especially as an entrepreneur. Like we're talking about wanting to travel and do all this stuff. Like this is our opportunity.
And when you asked how can we have passive income, I knew you wanted to answer yourself and be like, Bitcoin. Because that's definitely it.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, you get it. Like if Bitcoin's a thing, it opens the door for us to, because the thing is like with DeFi, with Celsius, you can earn 6% interest on that. So you have to amass a lot of capital to be able to like make that livable. But the opportunity is there. So if you're able to somehow manage to get $1 million and put it in, or like invest now and build your wealth to $1 million with Bitcoin, then you just leave that there and you get interest, and you could essentially use all that money to just travel,
because then you don't have
passively for free. Well, financial independence, like what they say.
I think for the longest time, my whole thing with Bitcoin and why it took me a while to get into like investing in it was like, well, if I make money in Bitcoin, like at some point I need to pull out of it so that I can use it to fund stuff. And now basically with DeFi, I don't need to pull out of anything, because I'm now just making dividends off of that investment. So there's no need to touch it, because like, especially if it's going to go where it's going to go, you don't want to sell that.
Yeah.
Like one of like the regulars on CNBC, like their financial channel, he said he sold half of his Bitcoin that he bought at 30,000. He pulled it out to pay off like a mortgage.
Oh, Jim Cramer.
Yeah. And everyone was like, you're a dumbass. Because like, yeah, cool, you paid off your mortgage, but also you paid 30% cap gains on that. So you didn't even get all of the value that it gave you. And now that Bitcoin that you sold is going to be worth like so much more in the next like year even. Like you could have waited a year and taken out even less of a percent of your Bitcoin to sell off your mortgage if you really wanted to do it that way. So like any financially sound person would tell you not to do that.
And he was on a financial channel.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know, some people are probably going to say I'm crazy, but like I sold off all my mortgage and I don't have that anymore. And it's like, okay.
Don't admit this on TV.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool, dude. Like you probably paid more in cap gains than you had to pay for your fucking mortgage. But like, do what you got to do. Like, I mean, I guess if you have enough money, then it doesn't matter to some extent, but.
Yeah, and to kind of like expand on this topic, I think like a good way to approach Bitcoin is that like we want to have the freedom to live our life how we please. So like, yeah, you're doing fun, we're doing Boho Hobo, but is this going to be something sound for the next 10, 20 years where we're going to be living off of this financially and being able to pay the bills and have a family if we want to do that? Probably not. Like this is something fun and enjoyable for us to do, and it's our outlet for creativity. Yeah, we want it to blow up, and if that's the case, then yeah, we would be able to live off of it. But once you get to side topic, but once we get to that like level of wealth and fame and stuff, it gets a little unstable and rocky, so it's hard to like raise family. But like again, reiterating, like Bitcoin allows us to have that financial independence and use our money to work for us, so then we can have the financial freedom to just go and do whatever we want to do creatively. Yeah. So yeah, I hope for the best. This is going to be like me personally, I think it's the next big thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to take over the whole financial system.
Not even just here, like worldwide.
Yeah, it's going to be what they say the global reserve. So like right now, how the dollar is so powerful, I think Bitcoin's going to end up taking that over. And then everything's going to be based around Bitcoin. And like everything is going digital as it is. So
love that.
Yeah.
I hate coins in my purse, so
yeah.
I'm anti coins in my purse. Pro Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's really, I guess the big thing is like figuring out, because you just inherently have to know that because there is the opportunity for that to happen, that just means that every person in power, governments, are gonna squirm while it happens. And when they squirm, we don't necessarily get treated the best way. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that power struggle kind of goes down, because Bitcoin is decentralized, so it's not like Bitcoin's not answering to anyone, you know. So power in numbers, really. I feel like the more people who soundly believe in Bitcoin, it doesn't matter what the government wants to do. It's kind of going to be overpowered when the whole world is like, nah, fuck you guys. Like, this is our currency.
So yeah, it is like a rebellion on the financial system.
Well, I mean, that's a theme of the whole thing. It's like we're talking about sustainability, and like how the reason why sustainability has been hard over the years is because people in power with money have made it hard to be sustainable because oh, we don't want to use hemp because that's going to put us out of business. Fuck you kind of shit. And this is like our chance to get back at that.
Yeah, this is sustainable, like a sustainable financial system. That's essentially what it's creating. So
yeah, dollar's a little too unstable.
Yeah,
it's exciting. For just Bitcoin for a long time, it's just, I think it's confusing to a lot of people, so that's why it's so slow. I remember talking to my friend back in 2014 when I did inherit some money from a family member, and I actually invested in a portfolio like all my old folks told me. And just looking back, I realized that I do wish I invested in Bitcoin, kept it in there. But I did not understand it at all back then.
I don't think a lot of people did.
And I feel like it's hard to even put that on yourself, because like there's no way for you to have known where it is today. Even in 2014, I don't know if the people who were fully invested in it were like, it's gonna reach this level.
Well, the thing is that
my friend was very confident.
Oh,
he was a little too confident.
Some people are definitely like very confident, but
Well, the thing is that you have to have wide adoption of it. It's like any trend or cultural shift. Like, in order for that thing to be a thing, everyone in that network has to approve of it. So
There wasn't enough approval.
Bitcoin could be like the unicorn of value, but if no one approves of it, then it's not going to be worth anything.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, you know, things like major institutions starting to invest in it is a good sign, at least, that there's important people who are willing to adopt it, which makes me feel more comfortable, like wanting to invest in it, knowing that like it's not just like a bunch of dudes in their mom's basement being like, yo, this thing is going to be the next best thing.
Yeah.
It's like someone who's like
a
sound business person is saying this is a good investment. You're like, all right, I better hop on this now before it's going to be hard to like make a lot of money off of it. Because like at some point it's going to reach its like level of value where it's not going to fluctuate too much from that value. So now it's like the gold, basically, like we're saying 5%, like this is the time, like this is like finding out about gold in California before anyone else did, before that shit got mined out. And then you're traveling across the country and you get there and all the fucking gold's gone.
Mine the gold first and then we're going to Cali.
Yeah, then we go to California when we can afford it.
Exactly.